Hello, you are listening to WUSC-FM in HD1 Columbia. I'm here interviewing Johnny, who just released his debut project For Abby, which we're going to listen to throughout the show today. So, Johnny, would you like to introduce yourself to our listeners before we get into the questions?
I would love to. My name is Johnny. I currently reside in Los Angeles, but I spent a majority of my time in the homeland of South Carolina growing up. I graduated from Fort Mill High School, probably the lowest in my class because I was really bad at school. I wish I could have gotten into your college, but unfortunately my grades weren't up to par. And now I got to make love boy pop music, and here I am. I'm happy to be here.
Loverboy pop music, I love it. Okay, so the first question is, like I said earlier, you just came out with your debut project For Abby. So what was the process of making that album?
Oh man, it was hard because I had what I thought was the project in like 2019 towards the end of it, and I signed it to a major, which I'm on right now at Interscope, and I was kind of just floating through life. I had a song blow up, and I was dating this girl, and everything in my life was just like going system glitchingly good. Um, Pop songs. And I was playing it in Australia and I felt good. And then I like went to another country and I felt a little worse. And like by the time I got to Paris last night when I played, it's a song that came out that I'm grateful that everyone likes, but it was called Anything You Want. And like it is me, but when I was playing it every single night before it came out to try to promote it, I was just like, oh, like I feel like I wrote this song for all the wrong reasons. And then on the plane ride home, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, do I really want to put out a whole project and then like feel this way about it and feel like I'm writing songs for the wrong reason? And then luckily, it's weird that I'm using the word luckily for this, but when I came back home, I'm losing sight of myself. And then I spent the next 3 or 4 months of the first months of quarantine just taking a really big deep breath and kind of being like, oh yeah, this is not who I want to be. Like I need to get myself back to where I was. I need to start this project from scratch. I need to do what I did to get into this, which is just make music at home. I need to be around people that care about me and love me, like my brother. I need to be single for a little bit. And it was the best decision that I could have ever made because now I made something that I'm proud of. And I think my fans like it. And I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, I
And
love
I just feel like sitting right now having this conversation and that's my outcome. Like that's how I feel in my chest.
it.
That feels a lot better than I feel like if I was having this conversation, it would be a very fake Zoom call because I'd be like, God, I have to talk about this project that I'm actually not that passionate about. And like, I just, yeah, I didn't want to give a project for the wrong reason. So I spent about 5 months really just working I almost said the A word, but working my tail off to make a little body of work. And that was kind of the story behind how it all came together.
I really love that. I feel like it's rare for artists to kind of like see themselves in like the work that they've done and be like, wait a minute, this is not what I'm trying to like have the world perceive about me, and then kind of like
Yeah.
reel it in and rework it. It's really cool that like that you got that perspective. Um,
Well, everything just happened so fast, you know. I was like a cook, cooking chicken. I put out honey pie. I was still a cook for the next 2 months
wow.
while the song was out. But it just moves very fast, you
Mhm.
know, and you kind of blink your eye and 5 months has went past and you haven't put a song out and you haven't really been working on anything. And the label's asking you for stuff and you're really just throwing together all these song ideas you have. And then I was just fucking sitting in this plane like, is this like how I want like my once in a lifetime opportunity of a major label debut to be? Like, do I want it to just be a rushed like thing of a bunch of song ideas, or do I want to put something out I'm really like, do I want to show people what I can really do? Like when I put my mind, because I'm like, I think I'm good at what I do, not in a cocky way. It's the only reason why I wake up and want to make music. Like it's the only thing I feel like I'm good at. And I was like, why would I want to give something less to the world or to my fans, which is like fraudulent, when I can really show people like, yo, I can do this. I'm more than a one trick pony. Like I can actually make music sometimes if I put my mind to it. And I just think some people don't have that realization though, and they just get too far along. I don't want to be in 3 years just like ashamed of where I'm at and like kick myself and be like, I wish I did things different.
Yeah, because they kind of get caught up in that cycle of like I gotta make the label happy, um,
Yeah.
with like, and I'm gonna make my fans like happy, and then you kind of like get that following where they expect a certain thing from you. But if you start off like not being legit, then it's like they're not gonna expect like
Yeah, they're never gonna expect you to be legit. They're gonna keep wanting those radio pop songs, man.
yeah. So which song on the album took the longest to make?
Um, ooh, that's a hard one. I guess like factually, Super Bad Mantra,
Mm.
but not like it took a long time to make. Like I was actively working on it. It was just like the song ideas from like almost 2 years ago,
Oh wow.
and then over the course of now 2 years, but at the time a year and a half, I would like write a verse on it, and then I would sit on it for 3 or 4 months and be like, I don't really like that, and then I wouldn't touch the song, and then I'd rewrite a verse, and then like I had my ex-girlfriend on a feature as it before, and then when we broke up, me and her like talked and was like, this is
Maybe
not
not.
really a good idea context wise. Then me and my team and my friends were all fishing around with different features on it, but nothing really stuck. And then COVID had happened, and me and my brother were in my house, and it just all kind of came unanimously where I was like, dude, let's just like finish this song. And why don't you just get on it? Like I just got my brother on it, like my brother that I grew up with my whole life. And that just felt so much more natural. And once that had happened, I was like, oh yeah, the song is done. Stamp it.
Yeah.
Bow.
um yeah, I really like the album. My favorite song is Four
Thank you.
Tenths from it. I
Thank you.
remember like the day that it came out. I played on my radio show and I was like, this is like the new Johnny song.
Ooh,
Yeah. What's
I
the
love
story
that one
behind
too.
that one?
Um, uh, actually, I can say this because me and her are very cool. I have a friend now, who's my really good friend. But it was a very confusing time for both of us in our lives. And her name is Mazzy, and she used to take a bunch of photos of me before. And we were kind of dating. We were a cute little thing. But my life was kind of going this way, and my music was going off. And then she wanted to move away from the state that we lived in and kind of change her life course. She wanted to go back to Maryland to like become a teacher. And we were both like really frustrated at that time because we both really cared about each other, and we still do. Now we're very good friends. We still talk to this day, but it was like the early stages of love, but none of us could do anything about it because we were like, well, I'm going this way, and I'm like definitely not going to move to Maryland. And then she's like,
Right.
well, I'm also going this way, and I'm like definitely not going to stay here. I think I was just frustrated one night, and I probably just sang about it, and that's probably where the most meat of that song came from. But me and her are very cool still to this day. I think I talked to her like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. She's just a beast. I'm not gonna go on about her. She's a tank, that one.
That's great. I love that.
I've never told anyone that also, by the way.
Really?
I've never
I feel
said that ever. I never have said that online anywhere. I've never talked about that. That's the
well, thank you for
first.
telling me.
I think I feel like the most I've said before was like, oh, I was just like kind of sad one night and I wrote a song.
Just wrote a song when I was sad.
Yeah. Just wrote a song.
So I'm sure you get a ton of questions about Honey Pie because that's kind of like the song that made you blow up. And TikTok was definitely a big part of that. And I know that like a bunch of other artists like Lil Nas X and Ashnikko got their start on TikTok or like their fame on TikTok. So
Mhm.
as an artist, do you think that that kind of signals a change in the ways that the spread of music is evolving?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna give you a couple answers.
Okay.
First and foremost, yeah, 100%. I think anybody would kind of be a dummy if they said no, because like it's just a fact. It's changing the landscape of music. Literally, whether they want to admit it or not, every major label you can name on earth right now, the only way that they think they can push music right now is TikTok. Like that is like the thing. Like TikTok is the most used platform by people of all ages. It's the easiest way to get ears on a song. Um, so yeah, a base answer, yes. Then piggybacking on what you said earlier, yeah, I'm like super grateful that Honey Pie had its little moment, and I never mind answering questions about it because it's like the main reason how people have found my music and
Right.
still find it to this day.
It's an
I'm
amazing
forever
show.
grateful for that.
Right.
The one thing I will say, and not that this is your fault because this is everybody's view of it, is it does get kind of viewed as a TikTok song now.
Yeah.
But I've always felt slighted by that because me and my team worked really hard to do what we did on that song. And that song only right now currently on TikTok has like 65K creates. and it has 110 million global streams. Like there's songs on TikTok I feel with like 750,000 creates that only have like 9 or 10 million streams.
Right.
And so I always felt like me and my team got a little slighted, where like it just felt like we were like, well, like maybe TikTok did like 20 or 30% of it, but like we did like the rest of this. Like we shot 3 music videos over the course of 2.5 months, scrapped 2 of them, put out the final one. We spent 4 months with a release strategy. We partnered with AWOL and worked with them for a month and a half on a release. Like there was a whole moving cycle there, and I had dropped 13 songs before that. My last one was like blowing up. This was like it was like the formulaic moment. Like it was like, this is the time. This is going to finally be my time to have a moment. Like there's people watching me right now. And then I feel like because, you know, so just as an artist standpoint, what I'm trying to say is sometimes it does get a little weird because I don't know if other people relate to this, but there is like teams behind and people like do a lot of work to do things. And then sometimes I feel like the second it gets like a couple creates on TikTok, people are like, oh, that's a TikTok song. And mine didn't even blow up that big on TikTok. So I'm like, I wonder how it feels to be like, yeah, like maybe Ash Nico, her song has hella creates on TikTok. I think it'd be fun to talk to her. We should start a little community of people whose songs blew up on TikTok, and I'll talk about how it made us feel.
Yeah.
But it's all love to TikTok. It's natural, it's organic, it's what happens.
Yeah.
But I just always have felt that way. I've been like, man, like it is half a TikTok song, but also like me and my team worked so hard on that. Like we really did.
Yeah,
like there's a reason why I made it to TikTok, because we worked really hard on just pushing the song as far as we could.
Definitely. Earlier today when I was telling my coworker that I was interviewing you, I was like, yeah, he had the song on TikTok, Honey Pie, but then I was like, but he also like makes really good music other than that. It's not just a one hit thing. It's literally like that's just the start of it. And
well, I appreciate you, because I don't know if everyone has that same dialogue. I don't even know if everyone's heard my record, but if they do, I hope that there's something there for them outside of just Honey Pie.
Well,
I
if they're
think there
listening
is.
to this live, then they're gonna hear it.
But that's yeah, it's a really hard thing as an artist though. It's like that, even just having to say that sentence, it becomes that, because it's such a thing now. You're like, oh, where did you learn the song? And then the second you say like TikTok, it's almost like, oh, then this is just like a person that's gonna have one song, do like one thing one time because it
Right.
went off on TikTok. And it's a really frustrating, not anymore because I processed it, but I'm bringing it up because when it was all happening, it was a really frustrating thing for me to move forward from, because it made me get really lost, because it inflated everything for me. It inflated numbers and inflated support. It made me think like, oh, this is what it's like to put out a song. Like, no, it's not. That doesn't happen every time. It just as much as I think it's an awesome thing for music, I also think I think everything has a negative consequence.
Right.
And I think, I don't know. We'll just have to see the long-term effects. TikTok with music is just a scary, scary thing to me.
Definitely.
Just because I'm an old head, I feel like I'm 24. I'm not as young as some of these young bucks, and maybe I don't understand it as much. But it's just it just feels scary to me. Like I said earlier, knowing that every major label, and probably with no shade, including my own, that's their main, you know, when I was growing up, it was like, oh, 50 Cent put out an album, let's put the CD in every Target and every Walmart. There was more like hit the ground running type of like campaigns to push music. And I feel like now it's all like fucking TikTok. You gotta get crates up on TikTok. You gotta get kids fucking dancing on TikTok. Like, scary. Yeah. That's a scary world for me as an artist to make music, to live in, to be like, is my music, is it gonna get to the point where your music doesn't get heard unless people are using it on TikTok?
Yeah, and then also like I feel like it's also like scary. Like I mean I don't know personally, but I can kind of see how it would be scary to blow up so quickly and then be like, am I gonna like downfall so quickly because like this is that I like
I didn't write a song for 5.5 months after that song blew up because I got so in my head. Yeah. My managers and everyone were shaking in their boots. They were like, this could be the end, man. We might have broken this kid.
I'm glad it was not the end.
No, it wasn't, but it's like what you said. It's so inflateful, like it inflates everything. Like you don't put out a song, get 100 million streams. Like that doesn't happen like normally unless you're on the radio. So like when you have a song go on TikTok or the music video goes viral on YouTube, that was more our drive, is we had a music video go viral on YouTube. That's like that's 70% of the streams are from the music video.
Wow.
Not I didn't necessarily think I was gonna go down, because like I said, in a non-cocky way, I truly think I'm good at what I do, and it's the only thing I've ever been good at my whole life. It was more of it's like, you know, if you're a quarterback and you just like won the Super Bowl, it's like, what now? It was like, do I have to do this again? Like, is my main goal now? Do I have to have another song like blow up to this nature or like bigger? Like, do I have to chase that dragon, or like do I have to forever just like be okay with like maybe not having the song blow up that big again? And that's kind of where I am now. I'm more on that lane where I came to terms with it, and I was like, I don't need to chase this. Like, that happened. Like, my song gets 2 million streams. That's cool too. Like, that doesn't change anything. There's still 2 million people listening to it. I don't need 100 million people to listen to every song I put out. That's absurd.
Right.
And it's also like, what is success? You know what I mean? I just had a talk with my buddy. I don't know if you've ever listened to the band Miniature Tigers, but
Oh
they're
yeah, they do like.
Yeah, there you go.
Song.
Now, Charlie, the reason why I'm bringing this up is we had a conversation 10 years later. That song grossed 20 million streams. 10 years after this man wrote that song. He's went through 10 years. He's went through ups and downs in the music industry. 10 years later, things happen with music sometimes. And that put things into perspective for me when we were having a conversation. I was at his house. You know, we both got tested. We were just trying to write music together. Just as homies. And he was just telling me, he's like, yo, like, this happened to me like 10 years later. Like, I don't know why. It's cool. But like, you never know what's going to happen. And he's like, so that's why success needs to be like what you make of it. Like, success isn't just getting numbers. He's like, if you could feed yourself, clothe yourself, put a roof over your head with music, like, why does it matter if you have gold or platinum plaques? Like, that's success. Success is what you make of it. If you're constantly chasing something, then you're going to look back at the old days and be like, I wish I like appreciated the old days while I was in them. Like, you're going to be just constantly climbing. It's like, just be grateful. Like, and I was good because I'm younger and he's a little older. He's passing some wisdom down to me. And I think that's just so true to think about. It's like, you never know what's going to happen. Dude, I could have a song right now that has 200,000 streams in 10 years could randomly, like, be in a commercial with a bunch of hamsters driving around in it. Like, you never know what happens. Like, you just never know.
Yeah, that's great. I think that's really good advice. Just to kind of like not have such like high expectations, because like then you'll always be chasing that. I like the football, the Super Bowl thing.
Dude, yeah, and I'm no god. Like, I'm not preaching from a platform. Like, there's also times where I'm in my group chat being like, yo, guys, like, what the hell? Like, why are we doing this? Like, why isn't this going on? Because like, I still deal with the insecurities of music, and like, I follow people on Instagram, and we live in a world where you're constantly forced to compare yourself to others, whether you know you are or not, just through Instagram. And I don't know what your page on Instagram looks like, but like, my page is like, because I'm an artist and my artist friends are artists, like, a lot of people that I follow are like other big artists. And so you're constantly accidentally being like, oh, this person like got this placement, or this person's song is doing this, like, and mine's doing this. Like, it's a constant internal battle that I find myself having, that I have to like shut it down and be like, you're two different people. Doesn't mean that you're doing bad. Just means that they're having a moment, as they should. You love them as a friend, and that's great for them, but you don't need to feel like you're doing bad because you're not doing what they're doing. And that's just, it's just a rough world sometimes, because I'm not the most. I had to add that detail in at the end, because I feel like I sound like I have it all figured out, and I'm like, dude, like, don't chase things, like, just be happy in the moment. But I still struggle with it. Everyone does.
Definitely, yeah. I mean,
if you use Instagram, you struggle with it. Even if you're on Instagram with 20 followers and you follow 5 people from your school, you struggle with it. Someone posts a picture of themselves in the mirror, and then you're like, you look at like yourself in the mirror, and you're like, do I look weird? Do I look good?
Right. Yeah, definitely. I've tried to like get off Instagram because I don't like it just because of that. It's like those are people's highlight reels, and you're comparing like your just everyday life to it. But I mean,
they're only posting what's the best.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely agree that it's a constant struggle.
Yeah, it really is. But gotta just always level yourself out.
Yeah.
Be like, what's important?
I already know the answer to this question, but I have to ask, and you probably get this like from every interview, but what made you change your artist name from Johnny Utah to Johnny?
Yeah, it's okay. I actually don't get it that much,
Really?
and it's I can give you the really boring answer, or I can give you a really good answer.
We can go with really good answer.
Okay, so I was at a Grammys party in December, right before COVID, at the Spotify Grammys party. And I'm there with my managers. I'm actually there with my friend Remy Wolf, who walked on the carpet together.
Remy Wolf is, I love her.
She's a G.
Yeah,
We
I've
walked
heard
the carpet together.
the show.
She's a legend. Check out her Vivo performance that just came out today.
I definitely.
And I get in there, and then I get cornered by John Wick himself, Keanu Reeves, and he's not happy that I've been using his name, and he pummels me and he tells me that I have a week to change it, and so I go back to the label. I'm like, guys, Keanu Reeves is pissed that I'm using his name from a movie, and so we sit in a boardroom for like 36 hours, like no one leaves. The interns are in there. We're just all trying to come up. We have like a whiteboard. There's like 100 names on the board. And after all that time and constant work, we decided to shorten my Instagram handle and just make it Johnny.
I like the. I like.
That's how it all happened.
You were like, guys, I will get beat up by Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he was pissed. He wasn't even talking about suing me. He was just talking about like beating me up, and that scared me even more. Because he was like, "Don't use my name from Point Break. I'm not happy with this." He had Hulk hands on. It was a whole thing.
That's great.
Soccer boppers on his feet.
Keanu. I just watched John Wick 2 the other day. And
So you understand? He's scary.
Yeah, definitely.
He's like that in real life.
So you already said that you grew up in Fort Mill, fellow South Carolinian. How did you get your start making music? Because I know that I saw a tweet the other day from you that you were like making music in high school and like how you felt about kind of putting that out. So
I not to the capacity that I'm doing it now, but in high school when I was going to Fort Mill, South Carolina, shout out Yellow Jackets, okay. Dude, I was petrified. Because I sucked also back then, but I was trying to make rap beats. That's how I got into all this. I was like, I'm gonna make rap beats. And my brother, I had to go to school in Fort Mill because my stepdad got a job transfer and my mom had custody of me. And my brother Christian, he has a different family, obviously, and so he was still in California, and so I would be in South Carolina, and we'd be on Skype calls, and he'd be like screen sharing, like back when Skype was a thing. He'd be like teaching me how to do on FL Studio, and then I would give him some knowledge, and that was kind of how we were doing it back in high school. And I was just making rap beats, and I remember it was such a secret thing that my family didn't know because I was like, "This is so weird. They're gonna think that this is weird." I don't know why I thought that. Just teenagers are weird.
right.
And also you got to remember too, as a preface, like I'm 24. When I was in high school, no one did this. No one had FL Studio. No one made beats. No one made rap. I feel like now you walk into a high school and like every frat boy and everyone ever has like a program or Ableton on their computer, and they all like either do DJ mixes or like, but like everyone wants to be a producer now because ever since that SoundCloud wave of rap came out with like Lil Pump and everything, they're all like, yeah, we make beats. When I was in high school, no one made beats. That was not a thing.
That's great.
And I hid it from my school.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get made fun of. I didn't want people to say that I sucked. And that was pretty much it. I just didn't want to get bullied.
Like
not that I thought people were gonna be like, oh, you're white and you shouldn't make rap beats. I was, because obviously music's for anyone and everyone. I was more scared of like just I don't know why I was so scared that like all my friends were gonna be like, oh, you're like a white boy trying to be a rapper. You suck. Like I just was scared of getting like bullied. I guess because I guess I kind of already got bullied.
It was a different time than when I was in high school, like you said. Now everybody's trying to make it on SoundCloud.
Yeah. And I just wanted to be a part of this scene so bad. Like there was just this rap scene going on the internet. I wanted to get in it somehow, but I knew I couldn't be a rapper because I'm not a rapper. But I loved the music and I loved everything that they were doing. Just there was like people like Bones and like Xavier Wolf and everyone in Raider Clan and all this crazy underground rap happening at the time. I just wanted to be a part of it so bad.
Right.
Bones was the one that got me into like a lot of it, like because that was another person that I saw and was like, whoa, like he looks like a weirdo like me. He's just like a white weird dude. Like he looks so weird. He probably got bullied, and I was like, I could do this.
So, what other artists have inspired you to make music other than the ones that you have said?
Tyler the Creator, Mac Miller, the Gorillas,
Yeah.
MGMT, Star Effer, oh man, so many. Alex G. Uh, oh my God, this question is always so
Yeah.
hard.
I've
There's
asked
so
it to a couple
many.
people before, and yeah, it's like just
I'm gonna go with those ones right off the top of the head, just like
yeah,
boom. Tyler the Creator for sure, though.
yeah. He's
Yeah,
definitely
he
like,
was.
changed the music scene. I feel like just completely.
Yeah, 100%. He's also grown up with me, you know what I mean? Like when I was an angsty little teenager in high school, he was putting out angsty music and he was around the same age group as me, maybe like 2 or 3 years older than me. And then when I was 19, 18, he was like 20, 21, and then he was maturing a little bit. He put out another project as I was maturing. Then when he puts out Wolf, like I'm a little older, and then by the time he gets all the way to Igor, we're both like adults and we've been like I feel like I've grown up with him kind of, and that's been
Right.
like the only artist that I can have that connection with. The only other one I could say I did that with was Mac Miller, but then he died, so R.I.P. the GOAT, and rest in peace, Mac Miller. But Tyler's that other one though, where I feel like I've grown up with them in like live time, and they've remained relevant throughout my life for like the last 10 years.
Yeah, I think that's why he's been like so successful. So that he has that base. I think another artist that's like that is Taylor Swift. Like she kind of started out young, and then like her younger audience was like, yeah, we like country music, and then kind of now it's more pop because like they've grown up with I
Dude,
think
yeah, and also country like completely is pop now almost. Not
definitely
that she even makes country anymore, even though she just came back with that record, kind of getting her country roots. But it
yeah
was like almost a natural progression because like in like randomly in 2015, 2016, 2017, country just like completely became pop almost.
yeah it's they're indistinguishable.
Crazy. Like I have songwriter buddies that like they exclusively write country songs for people, and they're like the most not country people at all, but it's just so pop. They're like, I just
Right.
go to Nashville and like write country songs.
Yeah. And then I also have to ask, do you have a preference between USC or Clemson?
Yeah, USC, not
Yes,
Clemson. Clemson
I
sucks, and
agree.
they're orange, and
Honestly, yeah.
their logo they're so stupid, and it's a paw.
Yeah.
I would say the F word, but like screw Clemson.
I also
The
their mascot,
Gamecocks all the way, baby.
yes. Their mascot's name is like just Tiger, I think.
That's
It's
stupid.
so
Yeah,
lame.
they're a stupid school where like a bunch of kids that think they're cooler than they are go to.
I agree. I'm
And
happy
they
that
all wear like bow ties. And they all wear the high shorts with the Sperry's and no
the
socks, the
Collins
polo
sorority.
shirts.
Yeah,
The worst.
I agree.
The
I'm happy
worst.
for
Tie
that.
sweaters around their necks.
They're going both
Eh.
the time. Yeah.
I mean, USC has a little of that too, let's be honest, but
Yeah.
less than Clemson.
I think
Less than Clemson.
definitely less. I think that's like
The frat boys at Clemson too.
no.
No bueno. I didn't like that when I was living out there. The frat boys there are gross.
Yeah. So you recently posted on Twitter your turntable setup, which is pretty cool. I really liked it. What are some of
Wait, I
your
posted my what? My turntable setup?
yeah.
Yeah, like my record player?
Yes, and like your
I didn't know. I'm slow. I was like, is turntable a record player?
oh no, you're fine,
I
yeah,
got it.
yeah. Your handmade I don't remember what it was. It was like a
Gudetama rug.
yeah, that was really cool. What are some of your favorite records to spin?
Yo, so I'm a fraud. Shaq, who's sitting as a silent, um, he's my manager. He's in here as a
Yeah.
silent person that he's gonna unmute himself if I say something wrong and be like, you can't say that.
Edit it
He
out.
and my other managers, they bought me a record player when I moved into my house, and then they gave me Kids on vinyl,
Oh yeah.
which is like just that project came out. I think I started saying it earlier. I wouldn't exist, and so I bought that, and I bought another vinyl, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna spin vinyl now. This is gonna be so cool. And so I bought these speakers on Amazon that you saw on the setup. I put the vinyl in, and I went to click play, and I set everything up, and I did it correctly because I'm a competent human and I know audio stuff. And then those speakers don't work, and no audio came out.
Wow.
So I actually haven't spun any records on it yet because I have no way of getting the audio out. I could hear it at like 1 decibel because if you have nothing plugged in and you turn on a record player, while it's spinning, you can hear the record making the music, like, because that
Right.
needle it's going through those grooves and it's playing that music, so you could hear it on the vinyl, but it's not coming out of the speakers,
Wow.
which sucks, but it is what it is,
I kind of had a similar experience with my record player that I have right now. The speakers wouldn't work, but I was like looking up online like all of these, why isn't my speakers working? And it was like, you just have to press this switch, and then I did it and it worked. So
Dude, maybe I'll do that. Although mine is so simple. It was just an on and off switch, and on and off switch and a volume knob. And I
yeah.
had it on, and I have the volume knob, I had everything hooked up. And it doesn't come out. And I'm bummed, and that's probably why I shouldn't buy speakers on Amazon.
That's where I got mine too, but I hope that you get it figured out, because like records are such an expensive hobby, but it's so fulfilling. I love it.
Yeah. It's also like audio nerds are like, this is the only way to listen to music. It's the only way. No other way.
Quality is so different. It's like sometimes, but not all the time. Okay, so now I have 3 just like random questions of just like I went through your Twitter to make up these questions, so some of them are
Let's go.
I love your Twitter, by the way. I think that
Thank you.
it's just so funny.
I'm happy you feel that way because I'm sure people feel the opposite.
Oh no,
This makes
come
me
on.
feel good. Actually, funny story really quick, when I worked with my managers for the first time ever, I built up this story in my head. I had an old Twitter before this Twitter where I was a lot more unhinged and a lot more crazy on it. And I finally got managers, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be crazy. Like, my group chat's gonna be like, yo, Jay, you got a flight to get on this day, and you got to do this. Like, that's what I thought it was gonna be. And like our first text interaction was, they were like, yo, like, we are not gonna work with you if you don't take these tweets down. Because I had crazy tweets out. I was out of pocket back in the day. I'm not gonna get into them. Not anything awful, nothing racist or anything like that. But my humor was just, if you already think my Twitter right now is a little unhinged, it was like I was really going crazy back then.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Because
yeah,
a little bit unhinged now, but
yeah, it's just like a little unhinged now. But I was going like full unhinged back in the day.
That's what Twitter's for,
I would tweet at celebrities, like just starting beef with them, like fake beef. But I was just out of pocket.
That's so funny. So one of the tweets that I saw was that you got an air fryer.
I did. It changed my life forever.
What are like your favorite things that you've made in it?
So what I've been doing with my air fryer, and it has changed my life more than anything else, and I've had a lot of things happen. I've been signed to a major. I've been homeless. I've reconnected with my mother after we haven't talked for a few years. Like, I've had things in my life that I should say, like, this was the moment my life changed. Air fryer trumps it all, dude. It trumps it all. I put the vice versa of what I'm about to say is really funny. I put meatless chicken nuggets in there, right? Cook them for 16 minutes. It tastes like they just came out of a deep fryer. Then at the same time, I'll put chicken tenders in there, though. Breaded cauliflower chicken tenders, even though I just said I ate meatless. Fry those bad boys up, air fry them in 18 minutes. It tastes like a restaurant. Cauliflower. I've been throwing cauliflower in there, some breaded cauliflower. Oh my God, little cauliflower lives, buffalo cauliflower bites. Oh Jesus,
sounds so good.
That's how I put in there. You can put French fries. I haven't done it, but I know you can. And mine's an Instapot, air fryer. So I could make soups in the Instapot if I wanted to as well. But I digress. It's not gonna happen.
I've seen people put whole pizzas in their air fryers.
You can. That sounds a little silly, though. I'm not gonna lie. Who did that? Did you do that?
I did
Don't
not.
lie to me.
I don't have an air
You're
fryer.
not being one of those people that's like, I know someone that put a pizza in the air fryer and
It
you
was
put a
definitely
pizza
just
in
like,
the air fryer.
it definitely wasn't me. It was just
Like,
just
it
a friend.
wasn't me. I put a pizza in the air fryer.
No,
That's actually crazy.
it was not me. I promise.
Okay, I believe you. I trust you.
Thank you. I went to Target the other day to get an espresso machine, and they were having a deal on air fryers. And I just heard so many people just like be like, "Oh, look, air fryers are on sale." I think that they're kind of blowing up a little bit.
They're blowing up. You have to. This is gonna sound so classist of me, but I'm being serious because of experience. It's you gotta buy a good one.
Mhm.
You have to invest a lot of money in an air fryer, and I'm telling this from experience because I've had an air fryer before,
Mm.
and I was anti-air fryer for a couple years. I was like, this is a stupid yoga mom hype thing. Until my girlfriend now, she was like, she has one, same one I have. She's like, yo, it's kind of pricey. It's like $179 because it's a duo, but I'm telling you, if you just buy it, it's different. Bought it. She was completely right. Completely right. There's certain luxuries in life that you just pay for it. And before, my manager Shaq would always be like, yo, there's two luxuries, food and wine. Like, those are the two things you can spend a lot of money for. I'm changing. I think it's food, wine, and air fryer. Invest, save a couple paychecks. If you're gonna buy an air fryer, don't buy one that's on sale at Target. If it's like under $100, I'm because I did that when I was working as a cook. Bought an air fryer, cost less than $100. I was so souped. It was on sale at Target. No, it was on sale at Walmart.
Mm.
Bought it. Was like, oh, this is gonna be tight. Was not tight. That's my only advice as
Alright.
somebody who is currently an air fryer hater. I was. That's the whole reason why I made that tweet. Is because I was a hater. I was like, if you like an air fryer, you are dumb. Like, it is not that great. I was completely wrong. It's the most
Thank you for the
classist thing I'm
air fryer.
ever gonna say in my life, but do not buy a cheap air fryer. I'm serious.
I'll keep that in mind if I decide to buy one, because it is very tempting.
Yeah, no, you got to, or like, find someone that's used it or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple good companies. I think Ninja makes a good one.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
have something different. I don't remember what I have. I don't have a really expensive one because I'm not rolling in money either. But man, just don't get one that's like $50. You're gonna be disappointed, and you can't put a pizza in it. You want to put a pizza in it. I know that's why you ask, because you want that
No.
pizza in there, and you can't do it in one of those because it's too small.
Yeah, I would try it like one time probably. Just
Yeah,
to
honestly, I think I'm gonna put pizza in there.
like
I
maybe
just want to
that's a
see.
good idea.
Yeah.
So what is your all-time favorite Pokemon?
Oh,
I
yo,
know it is a difficult
easy.
question.
No, it's easy for me. Charizard. Or
Charizard.
not Charizard, but like when he's little. But yeah, he grows into
Yeah.
Charizard. He's the
Yeah.
best. Every time I grew up on Game Boy Advance Pokemon, like I played it like 8 million hours growing up. I actually think when the Nintendo DS came out and it, upgraded to like the DS Pokemon, that was like a life changer for me because I was on the Game Boy for like 3 years. I think I logged in like 927 hours on it as a kid.
Yeah.
Charizard.
Yeah. I think I have like 600 hours on the Pokemon Alpha Sapphire.
Let's go. Oh, on the Switch? Is that the
Yeah.
Switch? Or
Is it
what is
Alpha?
that?
It's not
Alpha
Alpha
Sapphire. What is
Sapphire.
that? Is that the DS?
No,
I
it's
don't
Sword and
remember.
Shield. Alpha Sapphire is on the 3DS. Sword and Shield is on
3DS. That's what it is.
yeah.
Mm.
I have been trying to breed a shiny Eevee so that I can get a shiny Sylveon because Sylveon's my favorite.
Dude, the shiny hunting, man. People would ride around on Twitch streams on a bike for like 14 hours just trying to launch eggs. Oh, yo, that's so cute. All right, so you're a Pokemon nerd like I am.
Yes, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I just don't remember the names of where they came. I was like, oh wait, the 3DS, Alpha Sapphire, which one is that?
Yeah, that's why I
But
got
now
mixed
I
up
remember.
too. Yeah.
Mine was the one that I like sweat on because like when I was growing up, I obviously played like red and leaf green and yellow and all the OG ones. But once it got into Diamond and Pearl on the Nintendo DS,
Yeah. Diamond was
that
good.
one changed my life. That was the game changer for the Pokemon games. That was the first one where it was evolving into the next gen little things.
Mm-hmm.
I lived and breathed that. I did.
Have you played the most recent one, Sword and Shield?
I played the one on the Switch. I beat it.
Yeah.
I did think it like because I think I got frustrated because when I was a kid, they didn't really tell you anything. Like you just had to figure it out. you were like, no one was just like, come this way, come talk
Yeah.
to this guy, follow this arrow. And I was a little like, wow, they just, they made it a little too easy for even me as an adult. They just told me exactly where to go, pointed me arrows in the right direction. But
I completely agree.
nonetheless, I still loved it and I played the whole thing.
That was definitely my like biggest complaint about it, is that it was like the storyline wasn't a lot, and also like they literally just told you exactly where to go every time. Like
Yeah.
there was the adventure in that, but I still put in 600 hours.
Storyline wasn't a lot, but
Mhm.
also sometimes it would get like lazy. Like at the end, there was like a part where it was like, oh, you got to keep going to all these gyms because like they're being attacked by these things. And I was like, dude, y'all are literally like copy and pasting the exact same thing like 9 times and just changing the people and what they say in the Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know, something about it. I was like, it wasn't as in depth as the storylines and games of the other. Also, there's just so many like Easter eggs and things to do in the other ones, like in different
Mhm.
side quests or like islands you can go
Right.
on to catch a rare Pokemon, or you take a ferry to go somewhere else. Like, just it didn't get there for it being the first one on Switch with all this crazy hardware, and I was like,
Yeah, just a tiny bit disappointed.
kind of a hater. I played it, but I was a little bit of a hater behind the scenes. I was like, all right, I'm gonna play this, but also could be better.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Pokemon X. That was kind of like the first one that I really got into.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the storyline for that one was just so good. There were like the side quests and everything, and it was just beautiful, wonderful game.
French kiss.
French kiss, yeah.
Or not French kiss, chef's kiss.
That's
French kiss is like tongues.
well, Pokemon X is like based in Paris, which is France.
Oh,
So
so it works. French kiss.
yeah,
I,
we're
I, I stand by it.
yes. Okay, so this is my last question. Every DJ here at WUSC gets to choose their own DJ and show name. If you had a radio show, what would your DJ name and show be called?
Uh, DJ Dumpster Fire, holding it down on the 1 and 2, spinning the hottest records at USC, and
Yeah.
not playing anyone from Clemson.
Yes, I love that. I think that
Yeah,
we
that's what it'd be. It'd be like DJ Dumpster Fire, like DJ. I don't even know, man. I wouldn't be like DJ Johnny. That's so boring.
we have a there's a show called The Landfill that we had over the fall, which kind of goes with the dumpster fire thing.
Oh, like show name.
Yeah,
Okay, wait. I would be DJ Dumpster Fire,
yeah.
and my show name would be called.
There's a
Ooh,
lot of pressure.
no, I can. I can.
So
I would
my
call it Puzzles.
puzzles.
Yeah, because I like How I Met Your Mother, and I remember they were gonna name their bar Puzzles.
I love that. My DJ
Yeah.
name is Kodak Slack because my last name is Slack. And
Yo,
then
wait, that's way better than mine.
no,
Kodak Slack.
I
That's so cool.
spent months thinking about it. And then
That's your show name or that's your DJ name? Like, are you DJ Kodak Slack?
DJ Kodak Slack. My show name is
Oh,
500 because I play indie music. So
Indy 500.
yeah,
Wait,
I
you
had so
killed
much
that.
fun. Thank you.
You killed that. I came up with mine on the spot and it was not good. DJ Dumpster Fire and Puzzles. DJ Kodak Slack and the Indy 500. That's fire.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
I like it. I'm a fan of it.
So is there anything else that we didn't talk about that you want our listeners to know?
I mean, honestly, you covered all grounds and more.
Awesome.
But, I appreciate if anyone is still listening to the sound of my voice as of right now, because I don't know, we've been talking for a little bit. But thank you to anyone that listens far and wide.
Yeah, and
And
then
I appreciate all fans, and I just want to keep making good music.
yeah. So where can we listen to For Abby?
You can listen to For Abby anywhere music is streamed on the internet. You can look at it on YouTube. You can go Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Dixter, SoundCloud, wherever. Johnny, JAWNY, For Abby, FOR space ABBY.
Got that
You're
memorized.
listening to DJ Kodak Slack on the Indy 500.
I'm gonna take that clip and I'm gonna play that every show. Thank you. That was amazing.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking to me about your album. We're gonna listen to the album now, just during my show, the entire show. So thank you guys for listening. This has been the interview with JAWNY.
USC.